Today we're doing Woodinville whiskey, straight out of Washington State. We were gonna do something else that was a surprise, but we didn't have enough, and we wanted to do a comparison. So we're gonna hold off on that, and we're gonna rock with this Woodinville, Washington State,
Amen.
Straight bourbon whiskey.
Amen.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's
go.
All right. Pour off a little bit of that.
You gotta pour your own poison.
Why is that? Is that a rule?
Yeah, it's just a thing. Me and my cousins always say.
Really?
Pour your own poison.
Oh.
Because if I pour you too much, and then you're like blasted, and you're gonna be like, you gave me that heavy pour.
Yeah,
like,
I drank too much wine last night, so I don't really trust my judgment.
Red or white?
It was white. It's too hot right now for red. I'll let you pass that around that way, perhaps. It's a very heavy bottle.
It is a heavy bottle.
Okay. I did not see Doctor Strange, which I know is on the list of things to discuss.
Because you had Stranger Things to watch?
Oh.
Hey, this guy.
No, shout out to my guy, guys. That was his joke. You just kind of kicked it off.
There you go, buddy. Happy to do it. It was more of a scheduling issue. I have been in and out of town a little bit, and Emily's been in and out of town a little bit.
Okay.
And she wants to see it. I want to see it. We're going to go see it together kind of thing. So it just hasn't really lined up for us to go check it out. So I have nothing to really add to the Doctor Strange conversation.
Well, I do.
Great. I love it. Let's go.
Since you haven't seen it, and it's already June 2nd. If you want to wait, it's on Disney Plus June 22nd.
I saw that. That seemed pretty quick.
Very fast. What is that?
Is
Came
there
out May 5th, right?
Is there a direct to streaming date, or is it just going to Disney Plus? You know how sometimes they release it like on iTunes a week or two earlier?
I don't know.
You can buy it. It's all good. Did you get a sip of that yet?
No, I didn't. Did you? Cheers.
No, I did not. All right, let's get into it.
All right, let's see.
I'll take a little taste, see where we're at, see if she lied to us.
Oh, man, this is so... I don't know, man.
Ooh.
A lot of bite. It's got a lot of bite.
And the lean forward's over.
And the what?
The lean forward is over.
This did it.
Now he's sitting back.
Yeah, it was this. I don't know, man. I am... I'll drink it because I'm a drinker, but...
Getting soft remarks right here across the
How
board.
do you feel about it?
I'm all right with it. It's not my favorite.
No, okay. I don't think I'll buy this again. I'm going to drink it, though.
All right. Well, we'll switch to something else maybe in a little bit. We're going to skip through a couple of things here real quick. So Obi-Wan, I've also not seen any of that.
Okay.
But have you seen some of that?
I've watched the first 3 episodes.
Oh, okay, great. So I can ask you
Surface level shit.
spoiler-free
Yeah.
questions
Go.
in that case.
Sure. Can never get
How is it stacking up when you compare it to Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett? So far, like your impressions, do you feel like this is kind of in the same vein? Is it bigger and better? Is it like more interesting? Because the characters are a little bit more well-known.
So I think in the framework of the Star Wars fandom, it's really rooted in like lightsabers and Jedi and Sith, and like that's what it's rooted in.
Yeah.
So this is more classic Star Wars. This is more akin to what the movies.
Okay, so this feels a little
yeah.
bit more like a traditional kind of Star
Yes.
Wars experience as opposed to
Right.
some of the other
With
stuff.
like Mandalorian, it was
Yeah.
like an offshoot of
Yep.
that, where this is telling a direct story, like
Yeah.
like it's an intersection of between Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and Episode 4, New Hope.
Okay.
So it's like I believe it was 20 years in between, like supposed to be 20 years between Episode 3 and 4, and Obi-Wan is 10, like right in the middle.
Okay.
So this should be, it's fun. It's very
Yeah.
fun so far.
It looks more cinematic in the trailer. I always thought
Yeah.
it looked a little bit bigger in scope and scale. Does it feel that way when you're watching it? Does it feel like very similar to Mandalorian and Boba Fett?
No, this is I think they were they wanted the same effect, same movie effect.
Yeah.
And we've had the conversation about feeling like Disney Plus is a little lackluster when it comes to like their CGI for
Sure.
like their projects. And Obi-Wan doesn't feel like that.
Okay.
It feels very Star Wars cinema than Star Wars TV.
Got you.
So, yeah.
So you would say, I know it's only 3 episodes in. I think it's a 6-episode season. So
Yeah,
you're
just 6.
halfway.
Yeah, I'm halfway
Do
there.
you feel as if, like, do you feel better about it in comparison to the other shows so far?
Oh,
or-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's,
So this ranks high for you.
yeah. I like it. I'll just say I like it so far. I'm very, very, very much enjoying it.
I'm very excited to start it.
Moses Ingram,
Yes.
she's in it. She's from Baltimore. She plays one of the Inquisitors.
Okay.
She's been getting a lot of hate from the Star Wars fandom.
Yeah, Star Wars fans.
Yeah,
are
they're so
strange.
fucking weird. But just more power to her, man. Stay strong, because she's putting on a magnificent performance.
Yeah.
Like, she's fucking killing it.
Yeah, I've not gotten too far into it. I saw some of the stuff on Reddit with what's his name releasing like a little video and
Yeah,
commentary.
Ewan McGregor.
People have been talking about it. I've not read into it all that much, but
Yeah, I don't want to give that shit too much energy, but
Yeah.
Moses, if you see this, keep doing your thing, girl. And Ewan McGregor is fucking killing it, and Hayden Christensen is back as Darth Vader. So like,
and he's good. Yeah. Enjoying it. All right, great. So a lot of high marks for the Obi-Wan series so far. I'm gonna get caught up on it.
there's one
this
thing I'm
weekend,
kind of
so-
like that Disney does, but
Yeah.
I'll wait until you see it,
and then we'll talk about
and
it.
then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
It's kind of a trope that they have going, and we'll talk off air if you
Okay.
want to know.
Yeah.
or,
We'll get into it.
we can wait till you see it.
It's great.
But I'm loving it so far. No real bad remarks.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna dive into that this weekend. I was trying to finish up Volume 1 of Stranger Things with Emily before she left. She's out of town right now, so before she left, I was trying to get as much as that done as I could. You all right? I feel like it's really hitting you in the wrong way.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's all good.
They got me.
Just get through it, dude.
Okay, I'm a little bitch.
The more sips,
The
you
sips,
take,
yeah.
the easier it gets.
Or I haven't drank in like days, so
Yeah.
that's probably it too. Like,
Oh man, it was a real slow morning for me. This is just flying too close to the sun yet again over here. It's
oh yeah, that's right. Your wife's out of
and
town.
it's
It was just you.
Thursday. Yeah, I was
You and a bottle of
I was-
white wine.
painting the ceiling in the basement. This is what I do. Stranger Things. So yeah, that's what I was trying to get through. I
The-
have 2 episodes left of Volume 1. You've
Oh,
seen
so
some
you've
of it.
wait. We're talking about like season 1.
No, we're talking about season 4,
volume 1. No, I am 3 episodes in.
Okay.
Because my wife and I really enjoy it, so we
Yes.
want to make sure we have time to watch it together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we are up to episode 4.
Okay.
I guess I can talk up to that point since it's all out.
Sure, yeah.
I'm at the part where Vecna has gotten contact with Max.
Mm-hmm.
So like now he's haunting Max. So I will start episode 4, and I just been doing like an episode a night.
Yeah.
So I got like 3 episodes left, 4 episodes. left?
Yeah, there's 7, I think, in the
Yeah.
first volume. Then there's 2 in the second volume. So
I will
think
say-
I've got 2 left.
It had I think the start, those first 2 episodes were very, and I guess you do got to set up the story, but we know the story. I think we could have got right into it. It kind of, I feel like those first 2 episodes were really, really, really rough. And the whole was very, very dramatic, Saved by the Bell. And I thought this was like a horror show. You know what I mean? Like there was this like the horror stuff happening, but the main cast was just like, what's his name? Will doesn't know like what's going on with him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really, I think it's really tricky when you get so many different storylines
Yeah.
spread out in so many different like places, like just
It was just
geographically
yeah.
speaking, because you have people in California, you have people in Russia, you have people in Hawkins.
Hawkins, yeah.
And so you're kind of bouncing around all the time, kind of getting caught up with where everyone's at. I am very biased. I love Stranger Things. It's like probably
No, I absolutely
it's like
love
one
it.
of
Yeah.
my top things.
I just didn't like how it
I
dragged.
can't get enough of it. I really enjoy, like, I've enjoyed it so far.
Okay.
Like quite a bit. Yeah, I get what you're saying about the first 2 episodes. I mean, they were introducing a lot of new characters as well.
Yeah.
Which I always find kind of interesting. Stranger Things has done that with every season.
Every season we got like 2 new
They've
characters.
really been
Yeah.
building the characters out, and now there's so many of them.
Yeah.
It starts feeling like that's why the episodes are so long. That's why it takes
Yeah.
a little bit of time to kind of get acclimated with everybody. But everybody that they've introduced so far has been really good. I think, which has been surprising
Yeah.
because I always feel like at some point there has to be characters that kind of aren't as interesting or aren't as compelling, or you're not as bought into them. But they've done a really good job.
I think one of the great plot points or writing elements that Stranger Things does is, of course, we have the big bad, like the overarching villain, but they do a really good job of incorporating like a lesser villain, like the humanly villain, like what's her name, who got hit with the skate. Is it Angela or Julia or whatever her name is, the bully?
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Angela.
Yeah.
I was super stoked
When she
when
got hit.
she popped her in the mouth with that skate, dude. I was
That
so
skating rink
excited.
shit was like, yeah, she could have went ballistic. Like I feel like she had her powers. That
That's
was
great.
Yeah.
I was really, really excited about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the intensity, I would say, has been kicked up quite a bit. It's definitely a scarier show.
It's scarier. Well, I will say it's scarier, and I will say they are more graphic
Oh yeah,
this
for sure.
season. Like in that first episode when they showed the guy with like his mouth stick. Yeah, I was like, yo. Like the last seasons, yeah, it had like, the Demogorgons.
Yeah.
And, it had a few scary elements, but this one is like horror, like dead on Freddy Krueger.
It's very, very
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Emily was comparing it to It. A lot of
Yeah,
elements
yeah,
to It, which
It meets Freddy Krueger.
it kind of feels like it steals a lot of the components from It. You have, I'm trying to think of where you're at with 4.
I
Have you
literally-
seen the house?
the house he's in.
Yes.
That like connects to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is like, for me, and again, it looks like the It house. It feels like
Yeah,
that.
it
Like there's
does.
this
Yeah,
place where
yeah.
this like entity really kind of is like
Yeah.
his home base. Even with the kids floating like up in the
Yeah.
air is very
Yeah.
It reminiscent of the eyes, that whole thing. Even the like kind of the Freddy Krueger hand at
Yes,
times.
his hand. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
That's a
one
good
scene
point.
in It where his hands, where the nails come out. So, yeah, but
You're
it's
further
really
than
good.
I am. And correct me if I'm wrong. I may have like missed something. I feel like his introduction is very out of it nowhere.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's obviously in the trailers. They kind of feature him in the trailers pretty prominently. If you follow any of the Stranger Things like social media accounts, they really put him out there early on as a character and kind of didn't like reveal a lot about him necessarily, but you knew who the villain was.
Right. You knew who he was going to
before
be.
you started episode 1. Like if you follow the accounts, like you knew definitively who the villain was going to be, what he was going to look like, what he was going to, sound like or whatever.
I guess I'm just
So-
like, was he here the whole time? Like,
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of things. Like I said, I've not finished the first
Okay.
volume. I'm sure by the end of by the end of volume 1, or obviously by the end of
We'll
volume
get some
2,
type of
we'll
reveal.
know
Yeah.
whether or not like how he's connected to it. I mean, at some point you would think there would have to be some kind of like sentient like being
Of course,
or
yeah.
force that is on the other side.
Yeah.
Rather than always just having like creatures that kind of make their way
way through, yeah.
But as far as how he ties into the God, what do they call him? The Mind Flayer,
Mind Flayer, yeah.
which was always kind of like a shadowy kind of creature in a way. how that all ties together, and not 100% sure.
Yeah, like I want to know like
At
how
this
these
stage in
things
the
like
game.
manifest in this world, like where they like
Yeah, because it seems like there's kind of like two different types of characters in
the upside
the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Like there is kind of this like shadowy kind of intelligence that is not always in a physical form.
Yeah.
And then you have the Demogorgon and then the dogs and
yeah.
I guess in season 3 there was a physical like monster, like a being.
Yes,
that giant
that came out and killed
that
Billy,
kind of like
yeah.
giant thing or whatever it was called. I can't remember what they called that, but yeah, I don't know. So far, so good. I think it's really solid. I'm very excited for the last.
Oh yes,
2
it's been super solid. I'm
episodes.
enjoying the new dynamics between Eddie and Dustin. Goddamn Lucas. Goddamn. But I get it. Like it's that thing you go through in high school.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Trying to find yourself, trying to find your tribe, your crew. That main kid on the the main basketball player reminds me of Tom Cruise for some reason. I don't know if it's because he's little.
Yeah, maybe could be that.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm 2 thumbs up for me, man. I'm all in. I'm invested. Like if I was not with my wife, I would be finished right now.
Yeah.
But I love my wife, so we're gonna take our time and get through it.
Yeah, I would have wrapped it up as well. But then again, I gotta wait a month for the final 2 episodes, so it can be good to kind of space it out.
So part 2 is only 2 episodes.
Yeah, volume 2 is 2 episodes.
Are they like 2-hour episodes? Or?
So the last episode is I think 2.5 hours.
Okay, cool.
But I think episode 8 is, I want to say like an hour and a half or something like that. And I think they said that episode 9 is 2.5 hours.
So why not just make 2 seasons and just but this isn't the last season.
No, season 5 is supposed to be the last season.
And then oh my god, they're gonna be in college.
Well, no, I don't
No,
know.
they're
I would think they're going to wrap up in high school. I don't think they're going to try to.
yeah, because then everybody will be.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do a college thing. I could be wrong. I would imagine that because they just get into high school. Like this is their first year in
Yeah.
high school. So I think the rest of the series will take place in high school is my guess.
Did you play Dungeons and Dragons?
I didn't. So I've had this conversation a few times recently just because it's been repopularized by this show. It wasn't really that big of a thing when I was in high school.
Me either.
So
I feel like it kind of came a little after.
it predates me. I think if you're in like your 40s to 50s,
Okay. Yeah.
I think Dungeons and Dragons was a big thing when you were younger, or it was something that kids did when you were younger. And there's obviously still kids that play it now, but I think that was kind of the heyday. I think when I was in school, I mean, we had the internet and we had
had video games and
video
consoles
games
and
and like
shit.
other things
Yeah.
going on. Like you got to remember, back then they didn't have as much of that going on. But I'm actually more
Atari.
interested in it now than I probably
Yeah.
would have done when I was a kid, because I enjoy board games a lot, and I feel like I could enjoy it much more now if I were to play it now or learn how to play it
Should
now.
we get together and try and play it one night?
I would really like to. I'd be super down.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
There's a lot of planning that goes into it. I
Yeah, that's
understand.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to have, I think, somebody who like writes the campaigns, and it is, I think, more world building than just
Oh wow.
getting together and playing. But I would imagine there's got to be some onboarding like things that are pretty simple. That
If you play Dungeons and Dragons, reach out to us and let us know.
Or maybe like pre-made campaigns.
Yeah, I'm sure
there's-
you'll find one on Reddit.
There's got to be a
yeah.
way to kind of get into it, easily.
Do we know anybody that plays Dungeons?
That's the thing.
You know-
I don't think I know.
You know who
anyone that does.
I take JW as a Dungeons and
Oh,
Dragons.
for sure not. For sure not.
no,
100% no.
I wonder if Tim, for some reason that sticks out in my head. Tim might.
Tim
P.
Long. Perzan?
He might.
I shouldn't be
I don't
saying
know.
people's last names on air, but sorry, Tim.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really ever recall having a conversation with anyone that like played it in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
And there have been some like video games, and there have been some other adaptations of Dungeons and Dragons.
There's like
I
even a
think, over
mobile
the
game
years.
now. Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's all exclusively the board game, but from what I've seen, it looks pretty cool. I could definitely, I think, get into it.
Let's do that one night.
There used to be that one. What was that one like board game shop that was up in White Marsh? Game Workshop or
Yeah, something like that. It was like red and blue with the armoire. Like it was.
yeah, and like they were really big into like the Warhammer and all of those like games where you would build figurines, like you'd build characters, and then you'd have like these giant tables that were actual like terrains, and you would like put your characters out there and play like long matches against other people. And your like little army or like I guess your ability is based upon how many of these little figurines you've collected and painted and built and whatnot over how many years. It's very involved because it wasn't cheap. And I had some friends that did the Warhammer thing, and you'd have to go out and like seek these things out and try to collect them. And there were some that were rare and they weren't cheap. They were pricey.
Yeah.
And then once you bought them, you had to actually build them. And then you had to paint them and you had to do all these things. Like you actually had to make them. And then once you made them, you could use them. You could play them at that point. But like if you just bought it, you couldn't just use it. You had to actually construct it and make it. So they were pretty like complicated little like models. Like the bigger the item, like the bigger the vehicle or ship or whatever, the more like complicated it was to assemble.
So it's like Battleship, but you got to build your battleship.
Correct, yeah. And then you would buy like little characters, like there were Space Marines, I think was one of them. Like you make your little characters, and those were easy to paint because they were much smaller, they were much cheaper. But the bigger and more badass you wanted to be, the more involved and invested you had to be. But they used to, that looks right.
Oh shit!
But that I think it was called the Game Workshop or something. But they used to do.
I think that's the name of it.
They used to have like giant tables, and they would have like big like battles and stuff
tournaments
like that.
And stuff. Yeah,
tournaments,
yeah.
And you would like walk by to go to the movie theater. All these kids were in there just
getting busy,
getting worked up.
I think they do that at the library by my house.
Yeah.
I think I've like picked my son up when he was in middle school, and like he was like, they're like in there like playing games. And shit.
I really like the idea.
okay.
I like the idea of it. I feel like if I had like a game room or something where I could do those kinds of things and not be like totally judged, I would probably do it. Because otherwise, I'm like sitting at my kitchen counter like constructing little figurines, and that doesn't look as cool as when you have like a little
the whole
workshop.
layout and shit. Yeah.
Sure. Well, you're either constructing figurines or you're drafting for a pool. So one or the other.
Yeah,
That's what that was?
Yeah. But it's.
I was gonna ask, but I was like,
it's a touch different. It's a touch different. This is more of like a hobby for myself versus
talk that talk, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll dive back into the Warhammer thing. I had a couple of figurines, but I never played it or like was really into it. I had friends that were like, they were all bought in, and by proxy, I wanted to feel like a part of the club.
We're gonna get blasted one night and play Dungeons and Dragons, or at least attempt to.
All right, so really good things about Stranger Things. We love that. What do you want to talk about now? Johnny Depp, Amber Heard.
He won.
Yes, he did. By all accounts,
It is a good day for 60-year-old men.
He really did win.
I didn't realize he's 58 and she's only 36.
Yeah.
This is creepy.
Yeah.
First of all.
Well, wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. I just thought. First of all, I thought the whole trial was like nonsense, but I get it because he's like, yo, I lost like real money.
Oh yeah.
Like if I lost my job because like somebody was talking crazy about me, I'm gonna sue them too. Like, yo, like I didn't do this.
Yeah,
like,
and I feel like he went light on her. What did he want? 50 million?
Yeah.
She wanted
real
100.
light. Yeah.
As like a counter.
She doubled down. She wanted 100 million. He wanted 50.
And he got 10.
He got 15.
15, yeah.
And she got 2. So apparently there were like 3 things that she was, I guess, countersuing him for. And then there was a whole list of things that he was suing her for.
Right.
Like he had a lot more things that he was going after her for. And she, I think, won one of the 3 things that she was countersuing him for, which is why she got some cash and not a lot of cash. Although I thought the payouts were pretty minimal.
So how do you do that? Like, you owe me 10, but I owe you 2. Do I just pay you the 8 and we call
Well,
it
that's
a
how
wash?
it's come down to 10. I think she owes him 10.4 now. After the
so
net,
it's okay.
net 10.4
Okay.
owed, which now there's worry that, not worry, I guess, but that her net worth is only like 8 million or something.
Yeah.
And now
she
she's
may
not
not
gonna
be able to
She's not
actually
going to
pay
get
it.
any work now.
Yeah,
'cause they're gonna
and
say
maybe
she's
that's
a-
why they didn't like blow the doors off the settlements, is because there's really no reason to. Like,
I also
maybe she can't afford it.
I think for Johnny, I don't think he's interested in the money. I think he's more interested in the fact that she ruined his career temporarily.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
wants
certainly.
this on paper that I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So I can get my life back.
Yeah, he'll be
versus
fine.
yeah, he'll be fine.
He'll be okay.
And so I don't think, I think behind closed doors they'll work it out, and he probably won't even want the money. He'll probably tell her like, keep your shit. But for him,
don't pledge it somewhere.
yeah, pledge it or donate it. And I think for him, he just wanted to like give like Disney and everyone else the finger.
Yeah.
Like, y'all quit on me, and like this wasn't true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so still crazy.
Yeah. Well, big win for him. I think he won all of the things that he was suing her for.
So it's just the SNL skits, the
Really shut
tweets,
it down.
the what was it, Psychologist Bay on Twitter. They were like, well, they like posting of the doctor. Like it was just a whole fucking show, like the whole thing.
I feel like collectively, as a people,
As a society.
we really got distracted by this.
By that, yeah.
By this event, like globally,
Yeah.
we were all very bought in. I'm very interested in like what's next. Like, what does
Was-
he do now?
He gets back to work
Yes, but
because he couldn't work.
Will
And
he return to? Because like I would argue that there was kind of a down period for Johnny Depp. He had a lot of movies that weren't so stellar. Dog's catching you up, dude. You're gonna have to get physical with this situation.
Come here. What are you farting over there? You over there to fart?
Calm down. It's dogs, man. They're all over the place. But what I was saying was I feel like he had a couple of years there. It was kind of like a down round for him. Like the movies weren't all that stellar.
Yeah, like between like
could it be
Pirates
attributed
and
to
like
her and what he was going through? Like will
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
renaissance
yeah.
of Johnny Depp now be super cool?
Yeah, I said it. If he wins, like, the last show I did, I was like, yo, he's a abused white man. He's about to fucking skyrocket, bro. He's about to make like whatever his new franchise is gonna be. That shit's going through the roof. And I'm a Johnny Depp fan, so I'm on board for that shit.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna fucking kill it. He doesn't go back to Pirates. He doesn't go back to.
Oh, I hope he does. I think he might.
Did
I
they
think
say
he
that?
might.
Did he say that he wasn't going back to Pirates before all this happened?
So
Did he
it
make a
came
statement
out.
about
It
that?
came out that Disney they fired him, and then they were like, "All right, you can come back," and he was like, "Fuck y'all,"
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, he made some claims that there was like basically no amount of money that Disney.
Yeah,
could
he was
pay.
like, "Yeah, I'm not going back."
But
For
that was
him to
all
come
before
back.
this defamation.
Before the
like
trial.
before even like 2018 when she
No,
went
this
public
is-
with that.
they dropped
This was,
him.
I think, more recent.
Okay,
his
all right,
statements.
got
Yeah,
it.
okay, the
Got
statements,
it.
yes.
So he was dropped because of this
Because of
controversy.
this, right.
Okay, fine.
Well, I don't know. The Harry Potter thing, yes, he was dropped because of this. Pirates of the Caribbean,
They just weren't going to bring him
had
back.
kind of run out of steam.
Right.
I think
That's
a
what it
little
was.
bit, and they weren't. I don't think they really had any like new ones on the docket. I think they were going to take a break from it for a little while, and they were going to reboot it with Margot Robbie as Jack
That's right.
Sparrow.
You said that last episode. Yeah.
And now the latest thing, Jerry Bruckheimer came out and he said that there are 2 scripts now that exist. One script is written for Margot Robbie as Jack Sparrow.
Right.
And there's another script and it's TBD as to who is involved in that. He didn't say, but he said that as of right now, Johnny Depp is not involved in either of them. And if I had to guess, I would imagine that there was there was probably always some kind of planned transition. Like I'm sure Johnny Depp was like, I don't need to do this for the rest of my life. But
Yeah, it's kind of like the new Bond. You know,
I could hand
a
it
new Bond
over.
will come at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, but he could like hand the reins over to somebody. You know, he could make Margot Robbie like in a movie. Like maybe he, you know, passes the reins over to her, or like there's some kind of transitional thing where I mean maybe he even just pops up in future movies like as a character.
Or
but
they just
not-
continue Jack
not the main
Sparrow
person.
as like a like you said, as like a Bond type
Yeah,
of.
I mean that could be it
yeah,
too.
they
So
just tell different stories with the same character.
it's tough to say now. I feel like there are some people out there that might want to cash in on his notoriety. In this moment.
Yeah.
So I could see Disney being like, "Hey, maybe we could re-envision a Pirates where you are involved, and we can kind of get this all back on track." Maybe he would feel better about trying to. I don't know. Now that his name's been kind of cleared,
I
maybe
think
he'd feel a little differently.
Netflix already has thrown him like $100 million to do something.
Maybe.
You know, that's their niche. They're like, oh, he's hot right now. Let's do something.
Could be. I don't
Dave
know.
Chappelle. Some wild shit happens. They threw him 4 fucking specials.
Yeah, I think the comedy. I feel like the comedy game is way different. I feel
Yeah,
like
but-
it's way less of an
yeah.
investment to get into the door there,
Yeah.
as opposed to Johnny Depp.
They're gonna give him some money. They're gonna give him a shitload of money. I think they can do that to get people coming back. You know,
Yeah,
they've
maybe.
lost a lot of subscribers. So
This is true.
yeah,
It continues to fall,
yeah.
but that's what happens when you raise prices and then
It didn't give no content. Well, they give content.
and then
It's just
charge
not good.
everybody for
Well,
their passwords.
or not take content off.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I read an article earlier that was saying that they're going to produce less movies now, but they're going to basically do bigger budget
movies.
movies. So they're going to like stop just putting out tons of stuff and kind of focus on maybe investing in, I don't know, bigger and better things. But I guess maybe you'll get less of them.
Okay.
I just don't want to get into it, but I don't know how it's going to go for them.
No, I don't either. They're just charging
Because the
too
prices
much.
already
it's
went up,
too
right?
expensive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you have?
It's too
Do you pay for
expensive.
Netflix?
Yeah, not the UHD.
Because
I
you-
did just get a 4K TV though, so now it's like, do you upgrade it?
Nah, because
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you because I don't pay for Netflix because I have T-Mobile. And they give it to you for
know
free.
what?
That's
That's
why I was
a
asking
good
you.
call.
Right?
I
They-
forgot about
they
that.
But do you get the full like package, or
Yeah.
is it you get the UHD one?
You get the full shit.
Oh, I gotta look into that.
kinda
Yeah.
nice.
I think because the prices went up, now I pay like $7.
Yeah, they gave. I
Previous-
knew that. Now that you say that, I knew they gave you some sort of credit. to
Yeah,
it.
I pay $7 for the big package, but it's $7 versus $20.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, whatever. And my mom uses it. We talk
Yeah.
about it. My mom and my aunt use it.
They need to just drop the prices considerably. I think they need to do an ad version, which is
And
like
a just like
$4.99 a
Hulu,
month,
yeah.
and then do a paid for version that is ad free, but you get all the perks. Like it's stupid that you're buying like an HD package versus a 4K package. Like all these different
Yeah.
packages are stupid.
The
Just have,
HD
like-
package should have the commercials, and the
There
4K
should-
is just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
It's
you're going to
simple.
pay for it, like you should just get all the good
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Not have all these like weird little things. Like Apple or everybody else does it that way. Just anyway, $20 a month, which is what it costs to have UHD.
I wonder. I'm more
is the priciest of all of them by far.
because we've never really seen like, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. We've never really seen Netflix like do like commercials or like promotional. Like they'll do like one for like a movie coming out, and it'll say boom boom Netflix at the end.
You're talking about buying ad space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I've never seen that.
But Hulu is like Hulu has live sports, and like
Yeah.
you'll see
Yeah.
like athletes and like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like
Seen that from Netflix since their DVD days.
you said we what?
We haven't seen that from Netflix since
Right. So like now when they move into this space where they're gonna like dichotomize the whatever version is, as you said, like the 4K version versus the commercial ad version, right? Like what is their ad space gonna look like
Right.
now? Like
They've just relied on name recognition and hype
Yeah,
this
yeah.
whole time.
I bet you they don't really do. I bet you they don't really change much about their ad like spend or their in that space is concerned. I think enough people know about Netflix at this point.
if they're smart, they capitalize on it and like make themselves the joke.
I feel like they wouldn't I think that they would look at it as a waste of money unless they were to roll out a feature or something that would be really meaningful that people would not know about. So like I think my theory about the Hulu thing, I feel like a lot of people in the beginning thought streaming services don't offer live sports. That's the big separation. Because
Okay.
for so long,
They don't.
everybody was like,
Yeah.
oh, I have
gotta
to have a
keep
cable
cable,
package
yeah.
because I want to watch football or live sports. So when Hulu started offering live sports, that was like the big thing that differentiated them in the streaming space. And I don't think people knew that. So I think that was their way of informing everybody. Like it's not like Hulu does a bunch of ads like, oh, we have original content and movies. Like their ads, generally speaking, kind of are all about live sports.
Yeah,
Like, that's
Hulu-
we offer that. Nobody else offers that. That's why we're special.
Hulu does basketball. What is their basketball? ESPN does basketball. TNT does basketball. Apple TV does baseball. Amazon does football and baseball and hockey. And ESPN has whatever they have on.
Yeah.
Bro, you can pretty much if you pay for, you can get rid of cable.
Yes, but I would argue that if you get rid of cable and then you have to subsidize that with all these streaming services, you're kind of
what's
in
the
a
difference?
similar price point, in my opinion.
Oh,
'Cause
absolutely,
even-
because you still got to pay for the internet.
correct.
And regardless of what sports they've got, there's still restrictions. Like you
Yes,
say, Amazon
correct.
with NFL, they've only got Thursday night right
Yes.
now, which they're
Right.
upping later. But
Yeah.
Which is then you got to get ESPN for whatever
Yes,
that
right.
night is, and then you
Right.
got to get who
Yeah.
has Monday nights, NBC. Mm-hmm. So
you
yeah, I
really
feel
have
you.
to have like a direct TV or a direct TV stream or whatever. It used to be called AT&T now or whatnot. D-Stream.
is
That's what it's called.
that's actually pretty. It's pretty good.
Yes.
My family's considered switching to it.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
still
yeah.
got to get a big dish.
So
you just wait until they lose NFL Sunday Ticket next
yeah,
year.
so
Oh, shit.
well, here's the
Yeah.
thing: D-Stream, you still have to pay for Sunday Ticket.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
hefty price. So you don't have to have D-Stream to have Sunday Ticket. You can just buy that outright and just pay the yearly fee, and then you can use the NFL Sunday Ticket app because it's actually a separate app when you're like on Apple TV. You don't access it through DirecTV. The DirecTV app though and the service is I think like $75 a month.
Yeah, that's the basic package.
Yeah.
And
Oh, so you get the Direct TV app and then
Yes,
Okay.
and you
Also.
get all their content.
the dish, or you can just buy the app.
Yes,
DirecTV.
just over the internet. Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like
And that
HBO
has-
Max. You didn't have to have HBO on your cable to have
Yeah.
Max.
And it has
But that's a good.
it's traditional. I mean, it's TV in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
Like you have all your news networks, you have all your sports,
Everything,
ads.
yeah.
It's the same thing as having a cable box. What it used to be, anyway. It's the same experience. What's nice about it is if you travel from one location to another, your login goes like you can take that with you, right? So like if
You can't take your dish with you.
correct,
But you can
yeah,
take. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Or like you can have multiple people. I mean, until they change it. Like as of right now, you can have multiple people logged in. Like our family has a D-Stream account or whatever, and I can use it, or Graham can use it, or my parents can use it, or whatever.
And it
like
doesn't. There's.
yeah.
They're not cutting low hanging fruit because they're
No,
like, yo.
I think that there is a limit on how many people are watching at one time. So I think if you ever had like 3 or 4 people streaming simultaneously, might give you a hard
they're
time.
gonna get aggressive.
But yeah, anyway, but again, it's $75, and
That's
then
not
you,
bad.
but then you add Netflix on or whatever other streaming services you may
But
want.
you still got to
Disney
pay for the
Plus.
internet from whoever.
Yep, and you're paying for the internet, so you're
Which is
not.
At a minimum, $80.
Yeah.
At a minimum, after tax, $9,600.
Yeah, and
So-
we have, we have Verizon, and I tried to cancel and go to just internet, right?
It didn't make sense, right?
But because of the package that they offer, like the only way to get the cheap prices is to sign up through the package and have the TV service. Well, I don't want the boxes.
I have
though,
Verizon
right?
as well, and it's the
So
same. Yeah, I tried
you
that.
Can,
and I was like,
you can send the boxes back.
I did it.
Yeah.
I got a story about that.
You can send the boxes back and get rid of them and not use. So we don't have boxes.
I have one.
We don't rent them. You can get So this is
The free little teeny one?
Yes. So that's
Yeah.
what I have. But you
Okay.
only pay for it once. It's like a $20 flat
Yeah.
fee. And it doesn't have, it's literally RCA jacks out on the back. It's terrible. I've never even
Yeah,
taken
there's
it
no
out.
on
It looks
demand.
like-
There's
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Never taken it out of the box. But
It looks like a little spaceship.
I use all the log because I have it. I can use it to log into all of the
All your
services,
shit.
like
Yeah.
Discovery or
Yeah.
HBO
Yep.
or whatever.
Yep.
So
Yep.
sometimes that can be like for me, that's been the
Beneficial.
cheapest way actually to get a wide variety of streaming apps operational without paying for all of them individually.
That's why we don't get. That's why we haven't gotten rid of DirecTV.
Yeah.
Okay. Your family has it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
We have the regular standard satellite for DirecTV, but it allows us.
So does
Yep.
does DirecTV provide internet or no?
No, but they do through but AT&T does.
Yes.
And we have,
And that's right. They're owned by AT&T.
I think they maybe have
we have
separated
internet
now.
because their business packages, my dad's on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
HBO did. HBO was bought by Discovery,
Yes.
but DirecTV is still AT&T.
Boom. It's a wild world out
It's a
there.
bunch of people getting paid.
And
It's a
it was
racket.
quite the tangent we took on streaming services and
it's good
networks.
content.
But yeah. Anyway, Christian Bale.
As Gore the God Butcher,
Yes.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
I've read some stuff online, like he doesn't look like the comic, but you don't get Christian Bale to put him in a bunch of prosthetics and CGI. Like,
Yeah.
he's Christian Bale. He's
I think
a
he
very
looks pretty creepy.
he looks creepy as fuck.
He looks pretty good, I thought. But I'm not that familiar with his character as a comic.
His character, Gore. I guess we can do this kind of as a preemptive thing for Love and Thunder. New trailer came out. We finally get to see jacked Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson and Natalie Portman as Mighty Thor, and Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher. In the comic books, Gore is a man, an alien on another planet, and well, that's what aliens are.
Sure. Yeah.
And
by definition,
he's just really, really down on his luck, right?
he's a sad boy.
Sad boy, really sad boy. His children get killed. His wife dies. His tribe is they're poor. They have no money. They're like traveling by foot. Like they are like really, really, really down on their luck. And after like his whole family is like died on this like pilgrimage they're going on.
Yeah.
These two gods are like fighting in the sky, and they come crashing down to this planet that he's on. And basically, what have these two gods kill each other, and he takes the weapon of one of the gods, and it's in the comic books they've kind of retconned it to be the weapon of Null, the symbiote god, which is attached to Venom, and this weapon bonds with him, and basically gives him the power of a god. And he's like, the gods never. His wife is always talking about, you got to pray to the gods.
Yeah.
They'll protect us.
Yep.
And like she gets wiped out. And he's like, this is why I don't pray to the gods. And now that I have this power, I'm going to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
And he sets out to kidnap all of the gods and kill them. And like that's the whole story of and in the comic books, he can't. And Thor is such an evasive god. He captures him from 3 different times.
Oh wow.
And the 3 different versions of him, of Thor, get to meet each other. So I think that's how they're translating it into using Jane Foster as Thor, because that was another run where she became Thor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's going to happen, I'm kind of going to try and blend both stories together.
Okay.
And we get Jane Foster as Thor, and we get 2 Thors fighting Gore. So
Now is Gore kind of exclusively after Thor?
yes, just Thor.
So no other gods.
So what it's in the comics, he even kidnaps like Thor's granddaughters.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's going any god he can get his hands on to kill.
Yeah.
He's grabbing them.
But is he successful in that in the comics? I mean, he has the name.
Yes, he kills a lot of gods.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he does wipe out a lot of gods.
Yeah.
But Thor is kind of like his.
Yeah, that's his like. Yeah,
That's really what he's
that's
going
what he
for.
wants.
So do we expect to see some like carnage of other gods in this? Are we thinking?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
So we'll
feel
see
like,
some other people.
I
their
feel like
lives.
they're like holding out. Like
Yeah.
on. We do see Russell Crowe as Zeus. So I feel like that will come into play. Like maybe she will go to Olympia and kill off Zeus. Or
Get some
something.
work done.
Get some work done. But yeah, trailers can be deceiving. I don't put a lot of investment in trailers. I mean, it's kind of more like first look, and as we know, for like all of the Marvel trailers, they always exclude something
Sure.
to misdirect you, and then you go and it's like, oh shit. So yeah, I don't put a lot of investment into it, but I feel like it'll be a goodie. I'm a big Thor fan, so
All right.
especially this new Taika Waititi iteration.
His
is
whole
really good.
his whole chapter
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, he's kind of. I mean, over the last few years.
He just kind of like skyrocketed.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's doing a Star Wars movie now.
Yeah,
Next,
what
yeah.
we did in the shadows was like his breakout, and then he had like something else. Then he had like Thor Ragnarok, and then
Yep.
Disney's like, yeah, bro,
Our flag means death.
our flag means death. Yeah,
Yep. He's got
He did
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit also. That was a
Yeah.
great film.
Oh, look at this little moth we got
Oh.
in here. Somebody. Top Gun.
that I literally was about to say that.
Top Gun. Have you seen it?
Have you seen? No, yeah. Okay, so
Has anyone seen it?
this movie
Top Gun.
is essentially like 3 years old. They finished it like a long time
yeah.
ago.
Yeah. It's a while ago.
It was supposed to come out, before the pandemic.
Yep.
And it didn't. And Tom is like, this is a cinematic experience.
Yeah.
Like,
He held on to it.
he's like, I want you guys to go to the movies. And so I'm a big Tom Cruise fan, so I'm gonna find some time to like go see it.
Yep.
A few friends have seen it and they're like, yeah, it's
You got to go see it.
Gotta
It's
go see
great.
it.
It's got a really solid ratings.
Yeah.
94%, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes.
you said how much?
94, I think.
And
97 now.
damn,
Oh, all right, 97.
And a 99 audience score.
Well, people
Get the
love
fuck outta
Tom
here.
Cruise.
Yep.
What? 97? Yeah, I might go see that shit tonight. Sneak out while the kids sleep. Damn. Find me a good,
That's up there. Yeah, that's
That's-
pretty impressive. Good for him. I don't know.
yeah.
He really held on to that. He's been talking about it forever. But
One of my buddies seen it and he was just like, yo, like, it's great. That's all he was like, yo, it's great. And I was
yeah,
like,
they say it's like the
no
ultimate
way.
dad movie.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in there. It made what, 124 million the first night, or is that first weekend?
It's got to be weekend, I would think. They were saying, I think they said it was Tom Cruise's biggest opening weekend.
As of his career.
Yeah,
As of the 29th, it had made 330 million.
Nuts.
It's a good payday.
Yep.
It's not bad.
I said nuts, you said payday.
Hey. All right, so it sounds like Top Gun is now on the list.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I see that.
Might override Doctor Strange. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a little
Oh, and they're
back-to-back.
putting it up on Paramount Plus
When?
145 days.
for just 45 days.
thought it
Oh,
was
I can wait it
100.
out.
Just 45.
I can
Really?
wait.
That's what she says here.
What's her name?
The Rolling Stone in this situation.
I can wait then. If I were you, I'd just wait for Doctor Strange. Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is coming up. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
2 weeks out,
Don't-
3 weeks out.
Unless you like,
I was surprised that they were putting that on streaming so fast.
because it came out May 5th, right? Yeah, like earlier last month.
Jeez.
That's yeah, whew, yeah,
God, time is flying. That was a month ago.
yeah.
Wow.
And now it's back out. Yeah, damn.
Good grief. Well, Winnie the Pooh, scary
horror movie?
Scary Pooh.
I'm on board. I'm gonna make my kids watch it.
I saw some pictures of it. Is there a trailer out?
Nah, it's just really getting legs.
Okay.
Like it's
yeah.
yeah.
They're
like
gonna make it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's
I wonder how that works. I feel like Winnie the Pooh is like that IP is kind of valued, right?
what
Can you-
what I did see something about like how they were gonna do it and
Yeah.
why they could do it. Apparently, it went back into the public IP space, and that's why they grabbed it. and because I want to say Disney had it,
They did.
and then
Let it go.
after like a certain time when they don't do anything with it, it goes back into the public space, which is the same thing with like Sony and Spider-Man. Like that's why they keep making stuff attached to it so they can keep the IP, and then Disney can't buy it back. Right.
Yeah, it was originally published in 1926, and it entered the public domain January 1st this year.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Wow.
There's like a 90, there's usually like a 90-something year once you claim something. Once a company claims something, as long as the company's around and it's doing something with it.
Something. Yeah. Yeah.
For a certain period of time.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I think there's also a threshold. Something before 1928. I think it's 75 years plus after the original author's death or something. Either way.
It seems like you're committing.
I mean, this is what we do on the show. So we drink bourbons and whiskey. So, and this was a $50 bottle.
Just because Courtney is not speaking into his
Can you
mic,
pass
he's
that
letting
over?
everyone know that this is what we do on the show.
We drink on this show.
people
The fucking name is Bad Guys and Bourbon.
To
So
let people know.
what'd you say?
I will be drinking something else.
Hard pass.
It's right here in front of me, so.
Yeah, why not?
You too? You passing too?
No, I still have a wee bit here in my glass.
Pass
You can
back?
send it back
A little
over.
passy
Yeah.
back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're here for Winnie the Pooh as a scary character.
Yes.
It sounds like it could be a fun time. Yeah, I'm here for it. I would say let's go.
I
Why
seen
not?
this note you added. Talk about that, brother.
What's the note?
Todd Phillips.
Oh, yeah, this is something that I read. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not yet, but apparently the rumor is that he's been asked to be a part of like the DC like oversight board or whatever for Warner Brothers, I suppose.
Kind of like in a Kevin Feige capacity.
I guess. I think that they have more of a team of people that kind of direct the DC universe, if you will, as opposed to like one guy, kind of like with Marvel and Disney. But who knows? I don't know. It seems like, you know, I guess why wouldn't he be on it?
Frankly,
Why
somebody's
not?
got to fucking
Somebody's
do it.
got to do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's not my first choice, I don't think. But
What's the last thing Todd Phillips did?
he's really leaning into it could be the Joker.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know if he's done anything since then, but
I don't think so.
he might, maybe something small, indie. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Something
Joker
like
was the last movie.
that. All right, there we go. Seems like you'd, get Matt Reeves more involved, but maybe
And
he
he's
already
current.
is. Maybe he already is.
Maybe they're like tag teaming or something. Possibly.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know. Sure, seems fine. Why not?
DC is a shit show anyway, so I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like whatever they decide to do, it's better than what they're doing. So
I
like
don't
whatever.
think. Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's hard to imagine Todd Phillips as like the guy you'd want to hook your comic universe to. Seems like an odd choice.
Yeah, I've never seen
But,
him. He
you
hasn't
know.
done anything else. He just did the Joker.
Yeah, and it's hard to imagine that like carries on in any kind of meaningful way beyond that. I mean, not to say they couldn't do another, but it doesn't seem like it really fits into like what Matt Reeves is doing or what they would even want to build universe-wise.
Strange.
Like it's not like it's a good Joker, but I don't know if it's like the Joker.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, we know. How,
It's an
we know how-
interesting-
we know how we feel about.
It's like an
this.
interesting take. It's not
It
bad.
could have. Come on,
but it's not the Joker.
it's not
in
the
my
Joker.
opinion.
In our opinion, it's not the Joker.
Um,
It's a man. It could have been. You could have named this movie The Clown, and it would have been this. It would have.
exactly. It didn't even need to be named Joker.
Yeah.
Getting back to Netflix just for a second.
Let's go.
Looks
What you
like
gotta do,
looks like Todd Phillips is connected to a Hulk Hogan biopic.
With Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, correct?
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
there you go.
I'm all about that.
There you go, man.
I hope it gets dark. I hope it gets really dark.
Maybe. Could be.
Hulk Hogan he's been
It's
around.
a
for
wild boy.
some dark shit.
It's a wild
Yeah.
man. There are some chapters of his life that
Hulkamania ran wild.
gotta be.
what are you gonna
Oh,
do?
it's probably going to be
Super
focused
interesting.
on like that time frame.
He had his own TV show. Remember that?
Yeah, bro. He's a wild boy.
The TV show those were wild times. There was a few years there where a lot of people were getting their own reality shows. And
Him and
you
his
know,
daughter,
that
Brooke
stuff,
Hogan. Yeah.
That was like when people didn't quite yet realized the power of the internet and that things are going to live forever.
Ever.
Yeah, it's like Rock of Love or something, or you know what I'm saying? It's like
Flavor
those
of
shows.
Love.
Yeah, Flavor of Love.
Rocker.
It's like
But
you go
that
back
was
and
one
watch.
too, yeah.
no, you go back and watch those shows, and you're like,
What
these
the-
people weren't. They didn't. You know,
They didn't have any force.
they didn't realize that
Wait, this
this was
being
going to
recorded?
live forever.
What?
Because they don't. They do not hold up by today's current, woke standards. I don't know if you go back and watch Rock of Love. Give it like 1 or 2 episodes. Blow your mind. How this like? There's no way you could even pitch it to somebody today.
All that early MTV stuff, bro. Like VH1. What was it? Flavor of Love was wild.
Oh yeah,
Wild.
yeah.
Like, there's no what the one Ray J had was wild. Who else had one? Those guys.
Didn't Brett
brothers.
Michaels have one?
Brett Michaels.
That's Rock of
That's
Love.
Rock of Love. That's
Yeah.
Rock of Love. Right. Yep. Sorry. Yep.
They just ran with it. They were just giving any and everyone a I Love New York.
Yep.
That was wild. And they just
Really
kept
was.
spinning off. Like, I Love New York was a spinoff of Flavor of Love, and then Real and Chance were a spinoff of I Love New York.
Tila Tequila.
Oh my god.
Shot at Love with Tila Tequila.
Shot at Love? Yes, yo. Yes.
Blank at love is a template, and
And just keep going. Just, yo, they were eating like fat cats at VH1, bro.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the death of like music videos on TV because they realized like we can make ridiculous, cheap reality TV and have ratings through the roof.
Oh yeah.
What does VH1 even stand for?
Video Hits One.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Hits
No video hits.
Not anymore.
No music television.
Hashtag MTV.
No music television. Just
It's true.
wild, drunk people with their titties out. It worked though.
Pretty much.
It worked.
Yeah. I mean,
Would you ever be on a reality show?
I guess it depends on the reality show.
Hmm.
I mean, it.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a lot of reality shows that are kind of cool, to be honest. And there's some that are not so cool.
I wouldn't mind a reality show where they send us on adventures.
Yeah, like a Anthony Bourdain style,
Yeah.
like travel around, meet cool people, eat cool food, go to remote places like that.
If you're listening
sounds
and you
cool.
want to just send me and Taylor on to do some shit,
that sounds dope.
send the whole crew and we'll just do some shit.
Yeah, and then there's like Fear Factor, which like no,
No,
that.
I don't want roaches
Yeah.
crawling over my feet.
Yeah,
Like,
don't,
nah.
don't bury me alive.
I don't want to eat hippopotamus dick. Like, no. I'm not doing that.
Don't knock it till you try it.
God. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure what reality show I'd be on, but I'm not sure I'm a great candidate.
Love it or list it.
Yeah, love it or list it. There you go.
I'd watch a reality show with you and your brother.
Thanks.
Oh, God.
Oh man, you have to come up with the concept.
That is
Oh,
the concept.
Why don't you pitch the show to me?
That
pitch
is the concept. You and your brother.
But what's every episode look like?
That's
I
the
got
name
to
of the
know.
show. You and your
You
brother.
and your brother. God.
Love you, Graham.
Mad Max Furiosa.
I saw that. It's a
off the
spinoff
ground.
or a prequel?
I think it's a prequel. I want to say, but if I'm being honest, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, because I saw like a variety headline. Furiosa Mad Max spinoff gets like a director, but then it was a picture of Charlize Theron, and I was like,
Yeah,
What?
it's still George Miller who's doing it. It's not. It's the same director, same like writer. It's like the same. It's gonna
same
be,
core people.
Yeah. It's just
Core
gonna be
creators.
like another Mad Max.
It's a prequel. Is it a show or a movie?
It's a movie.
Movie.
Yeah.
Straight to HBO Max, right?
No, I would imagine this would go into the theaters. The last one was
Theaters
a
are coming back.
Huge success.
Theaters are coming back.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say they're coming back. Maybe. I feel like
The same shitty theaters that were there.
I feel like
before.
all theaters are just gonna have like one major movie at any given time, and they're just gonna have like these kind of like waves
overlapping times.
of
You know.
success. I don't think I feel like independent movies or anything that's not amazing is basically gonna die before it even gets to the theater. Like if something is getting terrible reviews, and it's not, no one's going to go see it. Everyone's going to wait for it to stream. That's just the culture of it nowadays, I think.
That brings me back to Doctor Strange. Do you think they pushed it to subscription service so fast because of probably the decline in ticket sales? Like it hit hard, made $500 million, and then they're like, we know this is gonna be it. Throw it to streaming, and we can get the streaming dollars now. Like, is it a 2-part? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. It's hard to imagine that Doctor Strange would be enough to like attract new viewers, but I could see it being.
I wonder if this will be like their new formula, though. Like,
if something doesn't pop like super successful, they just
because
I don't. Quick.
Doctor Strange didn't make $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like so if they're like, look, this is the threshold. We know we want to make 500 mil. It makes it, take it down and throw it to TV.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
it's not a bad.
They can probably flip them pretty quick.
Batman was still like 3 months though, right?
Maybe 45 days.
We did because we talked about it. It was 45
It was
days.
still in theaters though. You could like
And
it's still in theaters now.
Yeah, it's still there now.
I don't know.
I don't know if they're gonna pull it. That's a good question.
I bet you by the time Thor drops, they've pulled it because they're not going to have
Two
They're not gonna have
overlapping.
two-
Oh, that's a good
two
point too.
movies on the
Maybe
the bill.
they're like, we want one Marvel movie in theaters at a time.
Yeah, or I mean, I'm sure that's
good
the
ideology
case.
too.
But they also maybe would there be any? I've still not seen it, but would there be any tie-overs into Thor from this? Like, would there be a reason why they would want everybody to see this before they saw Thor?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Multiverse explanations on why there's 2 Thors.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe because I was thinking like maybe the idea is to like try to give everybody the chance to see it before Thor happens. But anyway, yeah.
Want to do our watch list? What you been watching?
Yeah, I can run through it real quick.
Because we're what? Are we pushing time?
We're about an hour. We're an hour in, just
Okay.
over an hour. Also, Warner Brothers has announced that they are searching for other options to Ezra Miller.
Dun, dun.
We talk about that every week. This is the Ezra Miller
The Ezra
show.
Miller update.
What's wrong with Ezra Miller?
Buckle up,
I
dude.
still think he's doing some type of missionary work down there.
On drugs.
On drugs, he's doing it.
You can't have one without the other. Stranger Things. We talked about that. The Staircase, which is on HBO.
Did you watch that? You're watching
I
it now?
have watched several episodes. I want to say
Any good?
Maybe 4 or 5. If
The
you
wife falls down the steps or some shit like that, right?
yeah. So if you watch the documentary,
Oh, it's a documentary too.
so all right. So the Staircase is about a real situation, like a real murder trial.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's a documentary called The Staircase, which is, I think it's like a 10-part documentary. It's on Netflix.
Jeez.
It is exceptionally well done. It's probably the best example of like a true crime documentary, like TV series that's out there. Because for the first time, I mean, really the only time I can think of, where the film crew was given basically access to every aspect of the trial. Like the defense is on the trial, like the state is on the trial, like everybody's involved in the documentary. Everybody. The whole thing's like all the court hearings, that's all documented, that's all recorded. They like the documentary film crew, they follow the police around and the detectives around, they follow the
Everybody's on board for this.
Everybody is bought in. There is no one-sided version of it. Like everybody's bought in on it, which is very unusual. Like most documentaries, like if you look at like Making a Murderer or whatever,
Yeah.
you really only get one side of it. Like the state never really contributes to the documentary in any meaningful
And they were
way.
signed up. They're like, yeah, we can just fuck it. We'll do it.
Yeah. So it's very long, but it's an excellent. If you're into that type of thing,
So like,
it's excellent.
is like true crime turned into a movie like your thing? Because you like watch something else. The girl, that kid, that.
The girl from Plainville or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a lot of true crime content for sure. I watch a lot of it. I feel like there was a big peak of true crime content, and then I think a lot of the streamers and a lot of like the, networks or whatever decided we got to turn these into
feel like
dramatizations,
You
right?
secretly
So
wanted to be a detective at some point in your life.
I feel like everybody thinks that they could be a good detective at some point.
Oh,
or
I'd be
another.
terrible.
Like I feel like a lot of people think that they stand back and they're like,
My wife is
I can
like-
figure this out.
There's milk in the fridge. I can't find it. I'd be a terrible fucking detective.
All right, man. Well, you still might want to be a detective though, regardless of your gifting.
I'd be a troubled detective.
Yeah, that's fine.
My detective shit would be like neo-noir. Like, it's always raining.
You like smash the desk. Damn it! I said I.
You know your watch list?
Sorry, we got sidetracked. Anyway,
Sorry. That was my fault. I'm
Staircase.
sorry.
Staircase, HBO. If you liked the Staircase documentary, it's very well done show. It's good. But I would watch the documentary first. We Own This City.
You started it?
I've
still
been
haven't
chipping
started it.
away at it. I
Okay.
think I'm like 4 episodes in.
Is it
Have you
6?
seen- have you finished it?
6? Oh,
You finished it?
I gotta just do it.
Yeah, it's an easy watch.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was on a TV that I kind of walked by and I sat down and started watching the first episode last week. So I think I'll give it a shot.
I thought it was.
Go ahead. I'm
I know.
sorry.
You're good. Go ahead.
Because I do that to my wife when she's watching something that I don't want to watch. That's how I saw Secrets of Dumbledore.
Okay. That's also the new one's on HBO now. Is that what we're talking about?
I watched the whole thing by watching her watch it.
By proxy, yeah.
Yeah. Every time it's on, I'm like at the kitchen table, or she's in the bedroom, and I'm in. I just.
She's a big Harry Potter fan.
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
Hogwarts shirts all the time.
That's awesome.
Which I am not a Harry Potter. I'm not a Harry Potter head.
Oh,
Are you?
yeah. Love Harry Potter. Big fan.
Which house is burgundy and gold? Gryffindor. That's my wife. She's Gryffindored out. Socks,
Yeah.
T-shirts,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Gryffindor, everything.
I love it.
So she's all into the shit. So I watched Secrets of Dumbledore vicariously through her. That's it.
All
And
right.
she's just like tinkering through her day. She has it on, and I'm just like, huh. And I watched 20 minutes. And I feel like every time I saw it, it was just a bunch of people standing around.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the movie.
It was just a bunch of people standing around talking
Yeah.
about
The
something.
more of those they make, the less interested I'm in them for whatever reason.
Yeah.
They have not been great. Yeah. So We Own the City. I think it's okay so far. I've not finished it. I'm not infatuated by it or anything. It's fine. Heartstopper on Netflix. So everybody was raving about this show. It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
What's it about?
So it's
Is
basically it's like a comedy drama kind of indie thing about these two guys, these two kids, I guess, in high school that are gay for each other. But one is not out of the closet, one is, and it's about their whole dichotomy or whatever. Anyway, so I read all these I read news about TV shows and movies, and everybody was talking about it, and they were all saying how great it was, and everyone was like, it's the best thing since whatever. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll give it a shot. They're 23-minute episodes. It's short. It's easy to watch. or whatever.
Okay.
So I've watched some of that. It's okay. I don't know if it's as good as the hype. I don't know. It's fine.
you just have it on? Yeah.
No, Emily and I watched, I think, 3 or 4
Oh,
episodes.
okay. All right. Is it a while you're working show? Or you guys sit down and watch it?
It's pretty easy to
Just have on.
yeah. I mean, it's yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like a feels like a Juno or something. It's kind of in that vein.
Okay.
It's not. It's much.
I enjoyed you.
It's much
but
more
I know
light,
what you're saying.
It's much more lighthearted
Yeah.
than that. It's
All
an
right.
indie teen kind of drama comedy kind of thing. It's more I don't know, cutesy
Nah,
probably.
I'm with you.
And, yeah. And then Ricky Gervais, he had a new stand-up special, and Chris
Gonna watch that.
DiStefano. I watched
Gonna-
both of their stand-ups.
Gonna eat one of my special cookies and watch that.
Both are great.
Yeah.
That's what I've been watching.
Good list.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks, so I'm sure
and-
there's other things on there that I missed, but those are like the things that I feel like I have meaningfully watched at least a few episodes of recently.
Stranger Things, we talked about that.
Yes, we did.
Obi-Wan. I got my new. I finished prehistoric. I finished Our Great National Parks.
Yes.
And I've moved on to Prehistoric Planet
I've heard
on
great things.
Apple TV Plus, and it's interesting because this is a story, not a story. This is a narrative around these animals we've never seen.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't know Tyrannosaurus Rex could swim. I didn't know that was part of their none of us know. This is all
Sure.
like scientists are like, oh, we found like
It's their
this.
best guesses.
This is the best estimate of what this animal was doing at this time.
Yeah.
And then the reanimation and the CGI, like all of it looks great. And it's believable. So like I didn't know like at points, just like birds, dinosaurs would migrate to different parts of whatever, area they were in. And like part of the Tyrannosaurus Rex pilgrimage was like, not pilgrimage, but like journey was to swim across the sea.
Jeez.
But the problem for them was, they have like really huge fucking feet
Yes.
and like
Tiny hands.
and tiny hands. So that's where the dog.
I
pattern
love that I did the Tyrannosaurus hands, and you went, yeah, right, big feet.
Big feet, little hands, and they're like doggy paddling at the top, but their feet is what keeps them afloat and shit.
Oh, yeah.
They just keep somersaulting
And
forward.
and their tail like swooshes them through the water and shit.
Yeah. Well, I can
But
imagine.
like it's just like any other fucking nature show, but it's just like all hypothetical.
I've heard really good things about
Oh,
it.
but it's fucking.
Everyone
awesome.
says it looks
Yeah.
great.
I'm
the
loving it.
animation's like over the top.
I'm loving it. But we forget that I think the interesting thing that like Jurassic Park did was we forget that there were also like ocean dinosaurs. So they talk about like the dinosaurs that were like in the ocean, and like part of the Tyrannosaurus Rex's journey is like trying to avoid these
Ocean dinos.
ocean dinosaurs that are trying to eat them and shit as they're
Damn.
Wow.
yeah, and
Wow.
they're like, we think like whales were big. They're like, nah, like we got this big, massive fucking
Ocean monsters.
ocean shark that's like 100 feet long. and shit.
Damn.
Yeah,
Sounds
so-
like I gotta watch it now.
Bro.
Yeah, I think though that like it's really hard probably at that time to create believable ocean dinosaurs. Now-
When you say it out loud, it sounds so
Yes,
crazy.
But in Jurassic World, in the first one, they have a
They have an
giant
ocean dinosaur. Yeah, he comes out of the ocean.
Land dinosaur. Like, give me some ocean dinosaur and ocean battle.
Yeah, that would be
me a
pretty
kaiju.
sweet.
Yeah.
But I think that we didn't have the technology.
I mean, wasn't that like Sharknado?
Yes.
Yeah. I love a good shark movie, but
Yeah, there have been a few lately. I've seen none of.
30
them,
Feet Deep was pretty good.
but There have been a couple.
What was the other one where she got washed ashore and she kept trying to get off of this random island, but the shark was like, nah, I'm gonna get you.
I don't know.
It wasn't 30 Feet Deep, and I can't remember the name. But she
I
was
remember
a surfer.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember the trailer for it. She gets like stranded on like a little like ocean rock,
And she's
if you
trying to
will.
get off, but the shark is like,
circling.
Like,
yeah, it knows what
I
it's
wish
got.
you would.
Yeah, knows what it's got.
I think he like ate her leg or some shit.
The Shallows.
The
Yes,
Shallows. There
it
you go.
is. Yep.
The
That
Google
one was-
the Google
that one
search
was a
there
few
was
years ago.
shark film Stranded Rock.
Yeah,
There you go.
That'll
Yep.
work.
Yep.
Oh yes, yes.
Love
yes.
having you guys here. Sonic 2
Oh yes, of course.
was not bad. Sonic 1 wasn't bad.
I've not seen either, but I've heard great things.
It just elbow was Knuckles.
Yep.
Like, it was surprising. But if you just want something like nostalgic and lighthearted to watch,
It's a win.
it's a win.
Sure.
You know, it's not going to win like fucking best movie, but you can put it on Saturday morning while you're like making breakfast and shit
Yeah.
and get a laugh. You know what I mean? Like, oh
Alright.
shit. And like the CGI, like that shit was amazing in it. So, you know, it is what it is.
Alright. Boom.
And then the last thing on my list is if I can unlock my phone. Chip and Dale.
I've
which
seen
was
ads for this.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus. It's very much in the vein of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Okay.
The Chip and Dale are Chip and Dale from Rescue Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
But in this world, they are retired from that show. And they are like humans and cartoons go to school together. Like, and it's like, it takes place in real time post their show. And there is someone kidnapping cartoon characters and deforming them.
Oh my God.
And then it's dark, but hilarious. And is sending them overseas to make bootleg films. And the running joke is Flounder from Little Mermaid is the like the biggest star that's stolen. And yo, it's so dark.
This
and
is the most incredible concept.
yo, you gotta see it. It's so good. So
is it a show or a movie?
it's a movie.
Thank you. Good. I was about to ask that.
I'm sorry. It's a movie. And basically, Chip and Dale, they it starts with them and they break up.
Yeah.
And then Dale is like, they're trying to find Monterey Jack from
The
the
Sheets?
cartoon.
Okay.
You remember Monterey Jack from, okay. And, or something like that. And Dale shows up in 3D. And he's like, yeah, I got like the 3D surgery, like a BBL and shit.
The
Like,
concept of this is so good.
it's
really-
so
It,
good.
it really
deserves
sounds like
Yo, please, it's hilarious.
God, I just had it in my the Michael Jordan film.
Space Jam?
Really
No,
sounds like Space
Space
Jam.
Jam is very cartoony and childrenish. This is childrenish because of the characters that are in it,
Yeah.
but the theme is very adult.
Got it.
Like my daughter asks to watch it, but she has no clue like what's. I'm like, yo, this is dark. Ugly Sonic is in it. The first iteration of Sonic. Remember when that happened?
Oh my
He's in it.
Wow.
So when you go to like a con or something, there's like booths.
Yeah.
And so Dale has a booth. Tigra, I believe from Thundercats, has a booth, and Ugly Sonic has a booth selling art from Sonic the Hedgehog. But he's like, it's me. I'm just like Ugly Sonic. Like his sign says Ugly Sonic. He's like, children got freaked out when they saw
I like that.
They saw my human teeth.
So good. That's
So
remarkable.
yeah, he's like, it's okay though. I'm gonna come up. I'm about to get this reality show.
Damn it.
And it's John Mulaney and Andy Samberg.
Yes,
Great. Even
Yo,
better.
it's great, man. I can't believe I didn't like
I'm
put
gonna
this in the
have to-
chat. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
It's
All right.
good.
That
It's
sounds
really good.
Damn it.
The tag is it's not a reboot, it's come back. I think that's good.
But Flounder, when you like, the Flounder joke is just bad. Oh, it's like they sent him overseas. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys.
Was this a drunk Peter Pan in the preview that I'm
Yes.
watching here? Okay.
He's the villain.
God, this is gonna be so good.
Yeah,
It's gonna be so good. Well,
yeah, man.
there we go, dude.
Great show.
Yeah, not bad.